What's up, Money Minds? Welcome back to another edition of Market Briefs by the Minority Mindset. Today is September 15th, and here's some business and financial news you can finally use. Yesterday, Apple announced the iPhone 13, some new iPads, and another Apple Watch. The average person probably won't notice the new iPhone improvements, but pre-orders are still expected to be very high. How often do you upgrade your smartphone? Join the conversation below and let us know your thoughts in the comments, and you might just get featured on the very next Market Briefs newsletter. In our September 14th market recap, the stock market initially rallied after a better than expected inflation report, but the rally didn't last long. The Dow ended up dropping around 290 points, and the S&P 500 and NASDAQ both ended up in the red as well. In fact, the NASDAQ extended its losing streak to 5 straight days. As predicted, September has been a very volatile month for the stock market. Overall, all three major indexes are down at least 1% so far this month. Keep in mind, though, that September is historically one of the worst months for markets, with an average decline of 0.56% since 1945. On a positive note, the crypto market actually saw some gains yesterday, with Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Ethereum both trading higher. And in today's financial tip of the day, it's time to choose your stock market adventure. Apps have helped to make stock market investing so much more accessible for the average person. And it is definitely safe to say the market is filled with stock market investing apps. But we wrote an article on theminoritymindset.com of the 5 best apps that rise above the rest and give you the best tools in the stock market game. If you want to learn more about what these 5 stock market investing apps are, I'll leave a link to that article in the description below. For our first story today, we'll be talking inflation and more specifically, the Consumer Price Index report card. Inflation in the US has been a bloated topic since the Federal Reserve started printing a huge amount of money back in 2020. And yesterday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics released its latest report card. Here's how the Consumer Price Index shaped up. Consumer prices in August actually rose about 5.3% when compared to a year ago. For the month of August alone, consumer prices rose by around 0.3%. In addition, inflation in many product categories rose at a slower pace than back in July. And prices for airline tickets actually fell about 9% back in August. What's more, used car prices actually fell for the first time since February of this year. So all in all, we'll give this latest report a C-. This is because it looks like inflation did ease up back in August, but prices across the board are still insanely high when compared to before the pandemic. For our second main story of the day, we'll be putting Boeing in the spotlight. Boeing is one of the top airplane manufacturers in the world. It also happens to be a part of one of the hardest hit industries since the pandemic took off back in 2020. But despite the turbulence, Boeing is still pretty optimistic. Yesterday, the company said that the airline industry is actually starting to grow again and beginning to show positive signs of recovering from the pandemic. Boeing even raised its bullish predictions about increased demand for airline and military planes in the near future. Boeing predicted that the airplane market will be worth around $9 trillion within the next decade. So what's making them so positive now? Well, Boeing reported a gain in new airline orders for the month of August. Overall, the company said that it probably lost around 2 years of growth due to the pandemic, but it expects the industry will come back with more demand than ever. An average of 1.85 million passengers boarded planes in the US every day in August. That is up from the just around 700,000 a year ago. So it's still down by around 23% from its 2019 numbers, but progress is certainly being made. That is it for our 2 main stories of the day, so let's take a quick break to talk about today's sponsor, Security Pricer. Security Pricer will help you find the right security system for your family. This is because they actually protect your family from break-ins with a good home security system. In addition, Security Pricer will help you find a great system at an even better price. With Security Pricer, you'll get free estimates. You can connect with local professionals in your area and find the best security system for your home or business that meets your needs. And Security Pricer will make sure that you get the right system for the best price available, which means finding the best deals on home security systems, alarm system installation, equipment options, and cameras. So if you're interested in protecting your home or business with Security Pricer, I'll leave a link in the description on exactly how you can do that below. For our next story of the day, there really is no place like home. Right now, the US is short by around 5.24 million homes, falling awfully close to a new record low. Back in 2019, the US was only short around 3.84 million homes, indicating a 1.4 million increase over the next 2 years. But despite over 12 million new households forming between the years of January 2012 and June 2021, only 7 million single-family houses were built in those 9 years. Right now, it looks like there are several factors that are contributing to the lack of housing. A severe labor shortage in the construction sector, supply chain problems pushing building material prices higher, a massive increase in housing demand, and the price of land surging to unbelievable new heights. And it doesn't end there. Homes with a median value of around $300,000 represented 32% of the sales this year, dropping from 43% from 2018. In short, builders can't afford to keep building cheaper houses due to materials and land prices going up. And on the flip side, buyers can't afford these super high-priced homes either. So home builders would have to at least double their production over the next 5 to 6 years in order to close this gap. But until the construction sector can get way more workers on board, this housing crisis is not going away anytime soon. Next up in today's Mind Mole, we'll be talking about some free palm readings. More specifically, Amazon's palm reading technology known as Amazon One is making its entertainment venue debut starting at concerts and eventually expanding to sports stadiums sometime soon. In fact, starting Tuesday, Red Rocks Amphitheater in Denver will allow concert goers to sign up with Amazon One and use their palm to get into the venue. The technology is allowing for people to enter and exit venues much faster than before and without physical tickets, phones, or cards. Amazon One is already being used at some Whole Foods locations so that customers can pay for their groceries with just a swipe of their palm. And the technology is really gaining traction because it speeds up the line at some venues and stores, and unlike cards, you can't lose your palm or forget it at home. But some skeptics still don't trust Amazon One. Since Amazon makes no money from the palm readings, some are worried it's the company's way of gathering data and tracking customers' shopping habits. But if you're not one of those skeptics and the palm technology doesn't really scare you, Amazon is offering up to $10 for anyone who signs up for Amazon One and gives up their palm print. Next up, it's time to pick your brain and talk about our second sponsor, Fundrise. Fundrise gives you all the perks of real estate investing, but without the headache. This is because Fundrise makes it super easy to diversify your portfolio without all the headache or upfront capital. And you can get started with as little as $500 and get real exposure to real estate and create passive income. So if you're interested in making a real estate investment with Fundrise, I'll leave a link in the description on where you can find them and how you can sign up. For our next Pick Your Brain of the day, it's time to team up. That's right, Kroger is teaming up with Instacart to make 30-minute grocery deliveries a reality. Lately, the grocery delivery industry has been skyrocketing, and Kroger is looking to cash in on those gains. Kroger Delivery Now will offer 25,000 new items and reach up to 50 million homes with the help of Instacart. So, how many avocados do you think you can get? Next up is our Money Mind section, where we pull comments directly from you on our YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok accounts. Today's comment is from Daniel Kendrick on our YouTube channel, and the comment reads, "Well done and keep grinding. Give it time and these videos will be jam-packed and polished. Love the simple news summary style of video." Thanks again for the comment, Daniel, and thank you for checking out our brand new YouTube channel. Our video edition of Market Briefs is a great way to get your fill of the financial news you can finally use, especially if you're like most of us and don't have a whole lot of time to read in the morning. So if you know a money mind just like that, make sure to share this video with them, and before you go, smash that thumbs up button and ring that notification bell too. That way YouTube will naturally show our videos to other money minds around the world, and we can keep making videos just like this one. We are nearing the end of today's Market Briefs newsletter, but here's just a few more things to keep in mind. If you haven't noticed, gas prices have been hovering around the $3 per gallon mark since May 11th. This is because demand for gas is still very high, and it looks like travel by car may pick up sometime soon. Next up, Fox acquired the celebrity news media company TMZ from AT&T. TMZ is thought to be valued at around $50 million, but the terms of the deal were not released upon the signing. Something else to keep in mind today is that Amazon is looking to hire around 125,000 more delivery drivers at an average rate of around $18 an hour. So if you're looking for work or just maybe a new side hustle, Amazon has some prime opportunities. And finally, SpaceX may soon make history as it's gearing up to launch the first all-civilian crew space mission called the Inspiration 4. This mission will look to raise money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. But that is it for today's business and financial news, so be sure to like and subscribe before you go. Keep hustling, money minds, and I'll see you all in the next one.